Man United 0, Manchester City 0 in the derby today. A little bit of a ball fest, man. And we obviously haven't won the game, but we haven't lost the game, and that is an important thing. Positives and negatives in that, really, to be fair. The fan base, a lot of people I've sensed have felt a bit flat from that, a little bit underwhelmed, and I can understand that. It was kind of a boring game with both teams kind of trying to cancel each other out and just make sure they don't lose. I think the reluctance to change formation from both managers was a key indication that actually they weren't really feeling losing that game, and they just want to just keep pace and just stay in the mix. Pep Guardiola, especially with how City used to be playing, they didn't really look to change their system and go for it either. Left his more attacking players on the bench, and we went with a 4-4-2, and I was very surprised. I really was surprised. I honestly looked at the formation, the players that were starting with Paul Pogba getting a start, which we'll talk about. And I thought it was going to be a diamond. I know a lot of you guys thought it'd be a diamond at home as well, but it wasn't. It was a 4-4-2, and it was Bruno and it was Rashford up front. It was Mason Greenwood on the right-hand side and Paul Pogba on the left-hand side with Fred and McTominay in central midfield. And you know what? I think there's been a lot of conflicting opinions about this, and this is just my say on it. Let me know if you guys disagree. I felt in fan forum the guys kind of disagreed with me more on this, and a lot of people in the comments did, saying we won't accept this flex. Ollie played negative with shit tactics, etc. He just sat back. Where's the longevity in this? I get that. I do get that. But we've been going quite expansive in quite a few of the big games. If we had to play like that against Leipzig or PSG, we'd be through to the Champions League knockout stages. And I know that's isolated moments, but also in the games that we've been winning, right, they've been very, very open. And I think we're overlooking the fact of the formation because we won in the end. And we didn't win those games because we didn't play a 4-4-2 against West Brom when we nicked it 1-0 with the penalty, against West Ham when we came back, against Southampton when we came back from 2-0 down. 2-0 down? 1-0 down. 2-0 down. 2-0 down. Whatever. Yeah, 2-0 down. We didn't win those games, in my opinion, because we were playing expansive and we were making sure we had free forwards and making sure we weren't playing 4-4-2. We won them games because the individuals done their shit. Do you know what I'm saying? They did their thing. And we played good in moments. And yes, don't get me wrong, I was worried that we wouldn't get a lot of chances in this formation today because we're playing against a better side in Manchester City who keep the ball and we surrendered possession. So that's something to work on. But I don't mind the basis of the platform to go forward. I don't. KG was saying that, and I was listening because I was taking it in. What do you do with Bruno if you keep playing that formation and you got to base the whole team around Bruno? Look, Bruno, you could play him even if he did a 4-4-1-1, so he kind of is like a second striker. I understand that. But I didn't mind it. And when I say that, I feel frustrated saying this because I feel like you're going to get the wrong idea. You're going to feel like I'm saying, oh, I'm happy with this. Flex, you're really happy that we played negative football. But what I'm saying is if you play that formation in the right way against teams who aren't as good as City, which is, the most of the league that you're going to play against, I think we would have more chances and I think we'd dominate games. I honestly do. The only reason why we wouldn't is we're still waiting for the right type of player to buy, and under Ollie in the system, we might not. But if he tries it, I wouldn't be angry if he did a 4-4-1-1 instead of the 4-3-3 with the three attackers really, really high up. It's really open. It's end to end. Because let's face it, guys, I'm not saying we dominated the game and was in control of it today because I think City are a better football inside than us. But if you break it down, just take your kind of ego away from it of wanting us to play expansive football. In these other games where we've played, Bruno in the 10 with two forwards high up alongside a number 9, when have we ever dominated the game? I'll wait. We haven't really been dominating games like that. So look, in the context of a 0-0 was a bit like how we was vexed at the Chelsea game, where at that Chelsea game 0-0, I was a bit like, oh man, we just didn't go for it. We didn't create anything. But I think I've learned from that because especially after the last 2 games against PSG and Leipzig, and I know they're different competitions, but the principle remains the same. Because West Ham was the same thing. We played good in a moment that turned the game on its head, i.e. Pogba scored from a great goal and the momentum shifted from that. And the same against Southampton, the momentum shifted, Cavani coming off the bench and then obviously getting us back into the game and the momentum shifted. But we played awful in the first half. Same against West Ham, awful in the first half. We don't dominate games. And I feel like if he can get the structure right a 4-4-1-1/4-4-2 might not be the worst thing. Now, you might want to just change the front two. You might want to say, all right, you know what? I might go with Martial and Cavani, or I might go, you know what? I might stick Rashford on the right, Bruno and just off Cavani, and put Martial on the left. I don't really mind it. Look, the conundrum with the Paul Pogba situation of what you do in midfield, who plays because there's only two spots. Well, that's up to the manager. They don't all have to play. You might go Van der Beek and Matic for a game if Bruno's on the right or just off of Cavani or Rashford, whoever it is. You might go Matic and McTominay. You might go Fred and Van der Beek. You might go Fred and Matic. Who knows? But you might go Fred and Pogba, McTominay and Pogba. Who knows? But what I'm saying is that actually gave me a thought to say we can be a bit more solid. And you know what? I don't think it's any coincidence that when we played that shape, the back four defended all right. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gave away a couple of chances, which you're going to do in a game against a good side like City. You can't shut them out the whole time. But by and large, we're all kind of saying, you know what? Maguire and Lindelof did their thing. They did okay. They weren't really exposed. Wan-Bissaka, he had a few nervy moments, but by and large was okay. Luke Shaw was really good. We wasn't really under that much pressure. And I think against teams who are not as good as City, I think you've got to listen to what I'm saying. Against teams who are not as good as City, who will let us have the ball in that 4-4-2 with a good structure, I think we could cause trouble. I think we can. That's my opinion. But today, I'll take a draw, but I could see we wasn't going to have a lot of chances. I could see we weren't going to have a lot of chances. And the game did kind of drift us by. I think Rashford had our most notable moments. Won the penalty, but was unlucky to be offside by a whisker. Should have maybe held his run there, but it was so close. I'm not going to criticize him too much for that. On the end of a couple of through balls, just couldn't sort his touch out or his feet out. Mason Greenwood, I thought, played quite well today in a much more disciplined role. Bruno huffed and puffed a bit. He tried. He was on the end of or putting up some great passes in between the lines, to be fair to him. I actually thought Paul Pogba played very well today. And look, with the Paul Pogba situation, I'll say this. I didn't want him to start today. Because I just think he's shat on us. But Ollie's clearly made his choice, because when I deep it, was I really expecting Ollie to banish him from the whole squad and put him in the under 23s? As many of you who might say that's the right thing to do, I get that. But is that going to happen? No, it's not. He's not going to say go and play in a flipping on the 12 o'clock whenever the under 23s play. He's not going to do that. Yeah. So all he was going to do then is leave him on the bench. And was Ollie never going to bring him off from the bench? Well, he'd already done that against Leipzig and showed us that he's in the plans. He's not just banished him. And he started today. And you know what? I was very concerned seeing Pogba on the left, because like I said, when I saw the team sheet, I honestly thought it'd be a diamond. I know a lot of you did. When I saw Pogba go to the left-hand side, and I thought, shit, we're actually playing a 4-4-2 here. I was like, I'm very concerned, because we know what Pogba's been like as an actual left midfielder against Tottenham. Went to sleep and let them score, conceded the penalty. He did it against Arsenal, went to the left-hand side after the diamond didn't work. We did that, didn't work. So yeah, I was very concerned, but he was very disciplined, and I thought he had a decent game. I thought he travelled well with the ball. He used the ball well. I just think we're in this situation now as fans where anyone who crosses the white line, I keep saying it, I want them to do well. KG was saying it in the fan forum that he's like, nah, I don't want to have to support Pogba. He feels like he's taken the piss. He's disrespected the club. He's disrespected the fans. But Ollie is who we have to look at now, because Pogba doesn't pick himself, and Ollie has made his choice. And now Ollie's made his choice. I'm not going to waste my energy all the time, every week, every sitting here on fan cams with you guys or whatever fan forum or whatever show, Flex and KG show, keep going back to it, because Ollie's made his choice. There's no point in me moaning about it. He's going to keep playing Paul Pogba. And you know what? Because Pogba's actually playing well at the moment, it's the best thing for the team. And if they want to sell him, they're trying to get the resale money. It just makes me uncomfortable, because I don't want people to think, oh, you've just forgotten about what he's done. Because I haven't. This is the reason why it makes me uncomfortable, because I'm stuck on a heartstring. I love the club and love Man United, so I don't want players to shit on the club or us. But I also want Man United to do well, of course. And if he picks him, which Ollie has, I'm always going to want Pogba to play well and do well and smash it. So we're stuck between a rock and a hard place as fans. It's that emotional kind of torment where we don't want to back individual players, especially if they've shat on us. We want to back just the club and the team, and we just want everyone to do well. But if there's a player who's pissed us off, in this case, it's Paul Pogba, but the manager picks him, well, what do we do? What, you want Paul Pogba to go out there and fail? Because I don't, if Ollie picks him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yes, he wants to leave, and I think we know that, and it's going to be this until he leaves. And what I think Ollie's clearly made the choice to do is keep playing him. If he's not in right form, then he won't play him. If he is, he will play him, which can only be a good thing for Man United. If Pogba is performing well, you have to agree with that, whether you think it's right or wrong that he's playing. It can only be a good thing that he is playing well. I agree with that. So for me, I understand that. I thought McTominay, look, I gave McTominay my man of the match, and it could have been Luke Shaw as well. The fact we're not talking about attackers shows just what type of game it was. And Fred was very good today as well. But the reason why I gave McTominay is probably because normally he doesn't play very well, and I've probably got different standards for McTominay. I probably shouldn't have that, but my opinion on McTominay is I just think he's not very good on the ball, and I think he's got some limitations, but the things he does well, we'll praise him for. And I think after seeing his name on the team sheet, I was like, not sure, because I thought it'd be a diamond as well, and he didn't play there. I thought he used the ball very well. I thought he was combative. I thought he won the ball back quite a few times. He travelled well with the ball. I thought he had a very good performance. And because I normally don't rate him as highly, because I think he hasn't been playing well recently, I want to give props where props are due. So I think I'm kind of more giving it because of that, because I think Luke Shaw was very good today and Fred was very good. Mason Greenwood played quite well. I think Rashford looked a bit tired towards the end of the game, just wasn't kind of moving as much. His movement kind of wasn't quite there. But look, it was slim pickings in it. We move. So 0-0. I just want to know your thoughts on basically that formation. A lot of people kind of saying, and I think it's a bit of a knee-jerk, because it was a negative performance. It's like, nah, that's dead. I'd rather just play the 4-3-3 and be open and expansive. But we've been doing that, guys. And yeah, we've won quite a few games doing it, but it's from losing positions, and it caught up with us. We kept saying we can't keep winning games like Everton. We can't keep winning games like Southampton. We can't keep winning the games like West Ham. Basically letting these teams go 1-0 up, 2-0 up and keep coming back. And what happened? It smacked us in the face against PSG, although we got it back to 1-1 and then we still went on to lose. And it smacked us in the face against Leipzig when we went 2-0 down early. So when you play against good teams, guys, you can't keep doing that. And even so, the other teams we were going down against were good teams in Southampton and West Ham. But I just liked a little bit of security. I'm not saying I want us to play as negatively as that, or as containing as that, because I think we had to play like that because it was City. But I think going forward, if you play against Sheffield United with a 4-4-2, or 4-4-1-1, but the way you play it is you say, you know what, we're going to move the ball quicker, we're going to press them higher, we're not going to sit off them, and we're going to have our fullbacks bombing on more in the 4-4-2. We're going to have our wingers, our left midfielders and our right midfielders pushing on a bit higher. We're going to, allow one of the two to not hold. You might in midfield. You're gonna play in a different way. The question is, which I agree, is whether Ollie can do that or not. Does he have the tactical nous to be able to transform that 4-4-1-1, what we saw today, or 4-4-2, however you want to call it, into a more positive attacking 4-4-2? That's the question. But I'm willing to let him see. If we line up like that again, 4-4-2 against Sheffield United and get the job done 2-0, 3-0, I don't think anyone's going to be moaning. No one's going to be saying, why are we playing 4-4-2? So I would like to see it. Maybe just with a little bit of a personnel change. Probably Rashford and Martial up front. Or Rashford back to the left-hand side, Martial and Cavani up tops. Pogba in the middle with, say, Fred. Sorry, that leaves no space for Bruno. Scratch that, you know what I mean? Bruno just off of one of them. Or Bruno in a midfield too. Do you know what I'm saying? But I get it. You want Bruno as high up at the pitch. But Bruno can play on the right-hand side. Bruno can play with another striker. He could play just off Martial. It can happen. So it'll be interesting to see. My thing is, I'm not saying it's 100% what we have to do and we need to play every game. I'm just open to it, is what I'm saying in it. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that. And who your man of the match was today. Nothing to shout about, 0-0, but we're still in the mix and we didn't lose in it. You got to take the positives. Roll on, Sheffield United. I am out of here, guys.